Hello crafty friends, today I'm going to share this little project with you, and I also have a quick tutorial at the end of this video, so you can make this if you want to. And if you do make one, please go ahead and share it in my Facebook group, Salty Beach Scrappers. I would love to see it. So I created a Father's Day card for my father, and this is a Stampin' Up! Idea. This is a step easel card. Isn't this super cute? I absolutely love it. I love that it is a nautical theme. My dad used to golf. He used to fish. He's now 80. He doesn't do that anymore, but he does like to go out on his pontoon boat. And I thought, how fun would it be if I created a beachy themed card that had a sailboat on it. So just let me tell you that I did create this just in Photoshop, just the Happy Father's Day, easy peasy. You can do that, you know, anywhere, in any kind of type service. But anyway, like Google Docs, I mean, you can do the same thing. I just happen to have like a gazillion fonts in, you know, my Photoshop. So I thought I would use that to create that. And also this little boat right here, this is from Cricut. I have a subscription, so this was a free cut file for me, and I put it in a 3" by 3" size, right? So that made it super easy to do. I will say that it does not ungroup, so you will have to use it, you'll have to cut it out, the whole thing, 3 times. I know it's a pain in the ass, but it's not my file and it does not ungroup. So I can't help you there with that one. But anyway, so that was fun. And then on the inside, I used the, sorry, my hands are full of glue. I apologize. The Photo Play Best Dad Ever stamp. And I just used Best Dad Ever on there. And I'll put my written sentiment to him later before I give it to him on Father's Day. But I also want to mention the paper pad that I used is the Atlantic Collection by Paper Studio. Debbie Adams sent this to me. You get 80 sheets, 20 designs. This is the 4.5 by 6.5 inch. And so I just love the nautical theme on here. I also used Nina white paper. I believe it was a 110-pound cardstock. And then I also used the My Colors cardstock by Photoplay that I won last year on National Scrapbook Day, and I absolutely love these warm to cool colors. So this is 80-pound. It is made in Sweden. This is a core dyed paper, and I mention why it's core dyed in the latter part of this video if you're interested at all. And anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Hey guys, let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to give you the measurements and the scoring marks for the, I'm going to say solid colored cardstock. Okay, so the first one, I used the light blue from the My Colors cardstock by Photoplay. This is made in Sweden. This is a cardstock, and what I mean by that is it is colored all the way through, whereas my favorite paper pad right here as well too is Park Lane. This is a little lighter weight. This one says it's 80-pound, but it feels heavier than that. I don't know if it's just a difference in paper or what, but as you can see, this one is not colored all the way through. You're going to see that white along the side, right? So it just really depends on you. I just happen to really like these colors, and I always 12 by 12 paper. And so I will say that this does crack a little. Okay, so I'm just going to be honest with you. So first of all, this one is going to be 11 inches wide by 2¼ inches. Well, I'm going to say, sorry, 11 inches long by 2¼ inches wide. And then on our 11-inch side, we're going to score right in the middle at 5.5. So that's really easy. And then we're just going to burnish. I already did that. So Our next piece, again, I use from that same Photo Play color cardstock, is going to be 4¼ inches wide by 9 inches long, okay? And I did kind of cut off a little smidge, and I don't know if that's because of the way I folded it or what. But anyway, you're going to score on the 9-inch side at 3¼ 6½, and 7¾ and then you're just going to basically do like a Z fold, okay, or accordion fold, right? And so it's going to come out like this. Then your next pieces of solid color cardstock, I just use plain white paper from Nina. This one is 4 inches by 1 inch. You don't need to score that at all. 2 of these at 4 inches by 3 inches. Whoops. Excuse me. And then we need another one. This one is going to be 5¼ inches by 2 inches. Okay. Now let's go to our other solid color cardstock, but these are shapes. All right. And I just used a regular basic circle die that I got from Amazon. As you can see, it kind of has like these outside stitched line circle stitches. I prefer the other kind that look like actual stitches, but this is what I had on hand. And so this one is 3 inches in diameter. And this one is 2½ okay? Then you're just going to layer these together. Then with our pattern paper, you are going to need one that is 3¾ inches long by 3¼ inches wide. Going to be 4½ inches by 1¾ So 4½ by 1¾ You only need one of these. And then you're only going to need one of these. This is 3¾ by 2¾ And again, this one you're only going to need one of as well. Unless you want to decorate the back of your card, then you would need 2 of these, okay? I try not to layer too much because if I do, the card tends to weigh more and then I have to pay more to mail it. And so I did also cut out, as I mentioned this earlier, I cut out my little sailboat on Cricut, and I actually did this one so easy. It's just these 4 pieces. I set it to 3 by 3 inches, so it came out perfect for this little card, okay? So I'm just going to put that aside, and I will use this at the very end. And again, in case you forgot, the paper pad that I used for this is an old school one. Debbie actually gave this to me as a gift. This is the Paper Studio, the Atlantic collection. You get sheets, 20 different designs. This is 4½ by 6½. So I really love anything aquatic, oceanic, anything like that. And so my friends know I love that. And so anyway, I'm making a Father's Day card, as you know, and let's go ahead and get started by putting this together. Okay, I'm just going to grab my little mat here, and like I said, I've already folded my card, but what I want to do is go ahead and start gluing some of these layered pieces together, right? So I do know that I just want one of these, and I'm actually going to put this, I did actually cut this one a little bit short. I apologize. I will get you this measurement again. I'm sorry for this one. This just happened to be the way the paper is. I did not want the pattern going this way. I wanted it going this way for my direction. But because of how this card is made, you don't really have to worry about the extra little spot here. But what I say this one was 6½ it really should be 4¾ 4¾ by 1¾ Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and it's on here just so and I'm just kind of guesstimating. I want the top to be similar in width to the sides, right? So I'm just doing the best I can here, considering I don't really have a mega guide here. Okay. I need a wipey. I thought I had one in here. Okay. What? I'll just use another piece of paper to wipe this off with. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Just to get that out of the way. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this one together. And then the other white one, I'm going to stamp with my message to my dad or write it out. Okay. Now, because I'm not mailing this, I really can add depth to this card, meaning foam dots or whatever, because, you know, it lives right down the street from me and I don't have to worry about shipping. I realized that if you use too much foam, and this is what me and this lady at the post office, we had a little argument, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with you. I've shipped out cards like this and never had a problem, but because I brought it in there, they were like, oh, you don't have enough stamps on here. This is going to be considered a package. And that's because it was a thicker envelope. So I'm just letting y'all know that. Okay, so I think what I might do for this one is I'm going to pop this up. Let me see if I can find my, here we go, some foam dots. And anytime I do swaps, I love it when people send me foam dots because I'm the girl who is lazy and does not like going inside Dollar Tree, okay? I usually send my son. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to burnish those in real quick. I probably should have used glue. I really... because of the humidity here. It has nothing to do with, you know, are these not good enough? It really is. We have 86% humidity today. And it is usually, you know, in the 70s to 100% humidity here. And that's because I live only a mile away from the river and 2 miles from the ocean. So I tend to get a lot of humidity and it drives me crazy sometimes. But I would never give it up to not live near the ocean. Just saying. Okay. So I will take it. I will take that humidity. Whoops. I will borrow a little bit from here. Yeah, I'll just take it. I don't care. Okay. And I'm just going to try to center that. That looks good from what I'm looking at. Yep. And I'll just kind of burnish that in lightly so I'm not bending the paper. Okay. Now, the other thing, I did create this little Happy Father's Day piece from my printer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in an edge to it. I don't know if I want to do the tails. Yeah, let's just do the tails. So the trick for me to do that is to basically put this together like this. And then I take my scissors and just trim it. But then again, sometimes I get that little mark. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Ah, oh my goodness. And I don't like that. I'm going to have to do it over again. I apologize, guys. I might be able to save this. Hold on. I think I just won't do a tail. How's that? Just going to get in about that close. And we'll just work with this. It'll be okay. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. I really do. It's been a while since I've been in the craft room. I apologize. You're like, oh my God, this girl doesn't know how to even cut a tail. Okay. So let me go ahead and add this one in the center here. Or do I want to... Yeah, I think I want to go ahead and add this one like this. see what I'm talking about? Humidity. Look at this, how it's already bending. That should not be like that. And that is because of the humidity factor. And we've had a lot of rain recently. So, okay, that was weird. I apologize. I hope that didn't skip out for you guys. But my screen just went completely dark. Okay. All right, so we have that. Then I'm going to go ahead and add this one in the center here. See that bowing? I'm telling you. Right. Center a little more. Just a smidge more. Okay, that looks good to me. So what I'm going to do is hold that into place. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here to get it going, right? And I'm going to burnish that in. There we go. Then I'm going to do the same thing on this side, right? Oh. I'm telling you, see, the glue doesn't even want to dry. It's insane. So like, if you wanted to use that extra piece of paper, you can to add it to the back of the card, but I'm not going to do that. Then we're going to take our little piece right here, and I'm going to glue that across the bridge here. And center that. Oops. This probably should have been a little wider, and the only reason why I say that, I mean, it's okay. I'm loving it though so far. Okay. Can go ahead and add this in here, and I'm going to I want to kind of like center that, make sure I have the right amount. And this time I am going to add a little glue. I'm trying to concentrate these around the center of this, okay? Just because of there's no use in putting glue, you know, around. Actually, I might remove that. Another right there. Okay, so this looks like it'll work. I'll do one more. Probably should move this one over a bit, but this will be all right. All right, so I'm going to let this dry for a second, and I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and removed the backings on my foam tape, and I'm just adding my glue. I'm just going to see what looks good to me, and I think right about there looks good. I'm hoping y'all agree with me. but I'm kind of liking that little spot right there. And then I'm again going to go ahead and add some more depth. Well, am I going to? Maybe not. Let's see here. Let's see what we're working with. We've got our boat. Okay, let me go ahead and, you know, I don't know if this really looks gold. Let's find out. So I'm just trying to like just color up the edge a little bit. Just get rid of some of that white. It's just a quick trick, so I don't have to get out all my inks and stuff. Okay. I think I'm just going to glue it on, guys. I'm having doubts about popping this up because of the humidity here. Again, I don't want it bowing, folding, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to keep this close to the edge, but I want to center it. And obviously I'm not going by the top line because it actually graduates up. So I'm trying to stay towards my bottom line. And then I can just add this piece next. And by the way, when I did cut this paper out on my Cricut, I did, let me see, I just want to make sure that this pole is in the center. Okay. When I cut it out on my Cricut, I did use my, here it is. For this particular paper, okay, by Photoplay, this thicker one, you're going to have to use this one to cut it, okay? I did still say that I wanted it at 80-pound weight, but I used this cutter, and it did it nice and smoothly. It did tear it a little bit, but again, like I said, this paper cracks easily, so it will give you some issues at some point. But as far as this pattern paper, I had no problems whatsoever, okay? So I'm just going to line it up. I'm just going to slightly go over my edge here. Okay. Oops. There we go. Maybe if I can press it down for just a half a second. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Sorry about that. Me and Tiffany, or actually Tiffany and I, we restarted her book club, and I'm just kind of helping assist because she is traveling very soon. And so I'm just going to help her assist with some of the stuff. But anyway, she restarted her book club in her group. If you haven't joined her group yet, it's Coffee, Cake, and Crafting. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The book we're starting on is Love Again. You have definitely some time to go ahead and order the book, and you only have to read the first 18 pages, and I believe our first meeting is on June 23rd. So anyway, I will actually be in Greenville, Gainesville at that time, taking my daughter to her orientation, but since most of the time I'm going to be by myself, this will be a perfect opportunity for me to do this. But anyway, so I am loving how this is turning out so far. So definitely join her group if you want to join in that. Coffee, Cake, and Crafting, okay, on Facebook. Okay. And I think I'm going to move this one down here. There we go. So I don't have to fight it. And again, I probably should have used glue again, but you know, it's okay. We don't have all day here to make a card. Like literally everything went wrong yesterday that could go wrong in me trying to make this card. I don't know why. It just did. My kind of day. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to mention this particular file that I got under Cricut. It was free if you have the subscription to Cricut. The only negative I will say is that you can't ungroup the pieces. So I basically had to cut this 3 times, right? So I cut it all in this wood color. It was cut all in this color right here and cut all in this pattern right here. So I don't know, just throwing that out there, guys, to let you know that it is not easy like I thought. Okay. So I spent a few minutes trying to ungroup it and all that stuff and realized, it doesn't do that. So it is what it is, right? Okay. And then I'm just going to use this area as my center. Move it over a little bit. There we go. That looks almost right. Okay, I love this, guys. Okay, let me go ahead and recut my piece here because I seem to have lost it. Also, I will try to find a stamp. I'll be right back. Okay, so I found a stamp and I'm using the Photoplay Best Dad Ever stamp that I got. And I'm just going to use the Diamond Press Black. I'm not sure if this one is permanent. I don't think it is. This is not my favorite ink, but we're going to use it. And I think that looks about right. Let's see. Pretty good. Okay. Guys, I did not trust my skills. Okay. So I'm just going to place that back together. And yeah, see, it didn't. That's better. Okay. All right, I'm going to wipe this off and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got that done. Sorry, I did use some alcohol and to clean off my stamp. I want to make sure that it is not wet in my little area here. Now you have 2 choices. You could probably put the message on the back if you wanted to, instead of doing it on the inside. I think I'm just going to do it on the inside like pretty much everyone else does. And then I'll write my personal message later and have my kids sign it as well. I know, it's so sad. They're like 18 and 19 years old and I still pretty much do everything for them. At least one of them is going out of town for college, so she's going to learn some independence. Okay, guys, so that is it. I hope you all love this tutorial, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will have the measurements for you in the description box down below. And I'll be seeing you all soon with another fun card. Okay, bye, guys.